Hi YouTube, welcome to Butterfly Alchemist. I'm actually feeling well enough today to post, but I will be continuing to take a break the next couple weeks while I take care of some personal matters. Um, I wanted to talk about a couple of things today. First, about dealing with quote unquote haters, and second, about just a small decoration idea that I recommend that's really lifted my spirits, and I hope it would lift yours too. So, first, I want to say that many of us, especially when we are younger, are almost in like a game of avoiding laser darts, and we're jumping and cowering and running across the space of the moments in our lives trying to avoid these darts. And that's many of our approaches in trying to be liked. And you could kind of picture yourself like that. Is that a dignified response? Does that feel good to you to be running and cowering? No, but it's something we've all done, right? Every single one of us. So don't feel embarrassed about it. This is why I'm talking about this. And honestly, a lot of my youth was spent that way. And the thing is, I never avoided the darts. I still got the hate comments over the years, or the rejections, or the disapprovals. And I was feeling in a posture of cowering. So not only did I not avoid the things I was afraid of before, I also never got to a place of being authentic in the time I would have preferred. And I'd rather people learn the mistakes I made than go through it. That's why I bring this up. And so the first thing to recognize is you will not avoid the darts. So if you can't avoid it, how else can you look at that laser tag situation? Well, see it as a game. Maybe the more they're throwing darts at you, it means the more good you're getting at the game, right? It means something's happening. And it reminds me of a quote from Eli Weasel, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, that the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. The opposite of art is not ugliness, it's indifference. The opposite of faith is not heresy, it's indifference. So there's this idea that the quote unquote hate is not even hate when you really think about it, because there's still a response, there's still an activation from the other party to notice and regard you. So that means something within them is feeling movement towards, and that polarization towards you. And I'll explain why that's actually a good thing as a reflection of you. First, think of it as that response doesn't mean anything bad. We all, like I said, are part of that game, and that means we all get hit with darts, which means there's nothing bad about you getting hit with darts. It means you are human in a laser dart game. And then the second thing is, how does it reflect on you again? Well, now I'll bring up beverages, because that's one of my favorite things for some reason. Think of it like a distinctive beverage. Something very distinct and flavorful and strong for what it is. That means some people will like it and love it, actually, and some will spit it out. They don't like it. But it doesn't mean anything's wrong with the drink. It means the drink has become distinct. So, for example, I like to drink something people find a little odd. I put cream and milk, usually, in my sugar, not in my sugar, in my tea or coffee with 4 sugars in the raw. And a lot of my family feels it's really sweet and they don't really like the flavor of that. Some people I know like dragon fruit beverages, and I just don't like them. So, but is anything wrong with the coffee or these beverages? No. It means they are distinct enough that some people are really going to like it and some are not. And the thing is, we're all like that. Our world is a world of variety. And the more you step into your authentic self, most likely, the more polarizing you're going to be. It comes with the territory. But do you want to live the rest of your life feeling like you're cowering in that laser game, or do you want to jump in and make a difference? And that's the other part, is if that small price is what it means to step into your authentic self and recognize in your lifetime who you're meant to be and the actual potential difference you can make, what a small price is that to pay, right? Um, and, you know, it'll make you more courageous. And it's kind of like exposure therapy. The more you step out into this environment and cope with those comments and realize you're still standing, the less and less they affect you. Again, I'm not speaking to physical violence that needs to have involvement of police or people who can help you get to a safer situation. I'm speaking specifically to comments. So, and then the last thing I want to say is I wanted to show everyone a small decorative idea just for random because it cheered me up a lot. I got this very lovely vase. It's like prayer hands, and my father and I put these preserved flowers in it. And you can get these like preserved flowers on Amazon for not too much, and there's many sources of them. And they can last like 1 to 3 years at a minimum, and sometimes 5 to 7 years. This one's a little bunny tails, which I like because I love rabbits, as anyone on my channel knows. And it's just amazing because unlike artificial flowers, you still get the sense of real botanicals in your home, and it just really adds a lot to the house. So that's just a random tip to cheer up, especially with the upcoming cold seasons for many of us in the US and Canada type area. So, and I apologize if I'm spasming. That happens, as you know, sometimes. And that was another thing I was going to say. Due to my condition, as you know, I get these muscle contractions sometimes, and when I'm not wearing a neck brace, I have people look at me, and that's been hard for me to overcome. But the energy I've built on my YouTube is giving me the strength to deal with that and still interact with others and not be afraid of my differences. So I'm gonna go now because obviously I'm having another attack, and that's why I've been taking a break. But anyway, wishing everyone a good day. Thanks.